All right, guys, so we have covered the new Tempest class, all of the skills, all of the essences, the new Paragon system, what it looks like in PvP, but now I want to show you what it looks like in PvE, more specifically in the Gauntlet. Now, I really enjoy the Tempest. If I haven't made that abundantly clear in almost all of my videos, I'm in love with the Tempest, and it was actually very fluid to utilize in PvE. So I'm going to go ahead and pull it up now so we can sort of talk about the class as a whole and how it performed in PvE when we were testing it. Now, once again, if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing. I do cover daily Diablo Immortal content. I am a #Diablo partner. I was flown out with some of the other, some of the other content creators, which you see on the screen, to fully try out the Tempest ahead of time. This was a great experience. I flew across the country for this, literally from coast to coast, and it was an amazing experience. I got to see and meet some amazing people that work at Blizzard, and it was really cool to see like sort of the faces behind it all and put some names to faces and sort of introduce myself and show like, yeah, like I'm a pretty genuine person, you know what I mean? And I do really care about this game. This is not my full-time job. And honestly, like if it one day could be my full-time job, like that would be a dream come true. I love the idea of content creation. It's such a passion project for me. It was a hobby that turned into, gosh, guys, I guess we're at like a part-time job sort of thing now. So, but I'm loving it. It's great, and being able to meet people and be part of such an awesome community, which is Diablo Immortal, has been so rewarding. So again, this is the Tempest. We are all the Tempest, obviously, all using different builds. We actually had a little bit of a bet going on to see who would come in last. If you want to see who comes in last, make sure you watch the video to the very end. It might surprise you even. But yeah, so we were trying to say, I think that like the loser had to buy drinks or something was like what the deal was. Now, as terms of feeling, now again, we were here for 4.5 hours testing the Tempest basically the whole time. I took a couple bathroom breaks and I stepped away at one point to like get a Red Bull, and like that was the only break that I had. So it was a long time of just grinding the Tempest, which I'm not complaining about, but it was very difficult to find. I think I mentioned this in some of my other videos. It was actually very challenging to find a build that we would all agree on being the quote-unquote best for both PvP and PvE. And I did test several, like on the test dummy, to see which one did the most damage, and I certainly found some options that did more damage. You can see this is my I guess like third or fourth build in PvE that I was utilizing at this point, because this is like 3.5 hours into it all. But it was really cool. So we're all using different ones. Now, some people did like did get like reforged stones and stuff like that, so like some of their damage is gonna be higher than others, and someone else has like pets, so like some people like did a little bit more min-maxing for like just a 4-hour test than others. But ultimately the class feels, and this was the goal of the developers when we spoke to them, it feels fluid, and not like, no pun intended, being like water focused, but it feels very fluid. Like it ebbs and flows. There's obvious burst windows. It's easy to manage your cooldowns in PvE, at least. I think PvP has a massive and does have a massive skill gap around it, but for PvE, it's a lot more predictable damage, and the damage feels good and it feels rewarding. Like when you use a skill, if you can feel it hit the guy, you know what I mean? Like you can feel it hit the boss and feel the damage, like, oh yeah, I just did more damage there. Now, keep in mind, these are not full builds that we were utilizing. We didn't get to play with like our gems or like our secondaries or our reforged stones. Not many. Like I didn't test our reforged stones at all. Some others did, like towards the end of the time, but we also didn't have any set gear, so like beneficial effect duration wasn't really a thing. So like obviously the results will be immensely different when we have a full build in like everything included. But it did do a lot of damage, and it was, like I said, just tons and tons of fun to use. So where I'm getting at with this sort of blabbering is, there were times that it felt like I had, like right now, like everything was on cooldown, and it wasn't as bad with this build as it was with other builds, but it definitely felt like there were times where I didn't have anything to utilize, and it felt like I was just primary attacking, which doesn't feel good. However, with beneficial effect duration and everything else that we're going to have in terms of those stats, I think that will help it a lot. And I'm going to talk about that, if I haven't already, in a video where I talk about, is the Tempest going to be OP? And I won't spoil that video for anyone else. I encourage you to look at it. A lot of time has gone into this class. You can tell with some of the decisions they made, like making it a ranged class compared to a melee class when it's clearly like an assassin class. But guys, I know like everyone's just going to change to it because it's a cool new class. It's really, really fun to utilize in both PvP and PvE. I mean, look at all these spinning to winning going on in the game. Like, there's just water everywhere. There's orbs. There's the Zephyrs everywhere, like the little summons that you have no matter what build you're using. It's a lot of fun. And there's so many builds. Like, that's what was hard. We didn't even have that many essences, like compared to other classes. There weren't even that many essences, and we all struggled to find good builds. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing that people, whoops, I just friend requested somebody in the middle of a fight. I think it's a good thing that it's hard to find builds. I think that's showing that a class is at least balanced within itself. It will be interesting to see how the class performs both in PvE and PvP in terms of other classes. You know what I mean? Like, will it just blow up and delete some other classes that are squishy, like a demon hunter? If a Tempest gets a hold of a demon hunter, can it just one-shot it if equal resonance and stuff like that? Those are some of the questions that I have. But again, it was a fantastic opportunity. Again, we are all at this point sweating. Like, we were all joking around, having a good time previously. Like, for the first heliquary attempt that we did, we tried a 4-man heliquary, by the way, or a gauntlet, by the way, which was a really dumb idea. Now I did it with, I think, 7, maybe 8 people this time. I forgot, but it was immensely easier because it's obviously tuned to 8 people. So trying to do 4-man it with incomplete builds was rough. But yeah, we're about to finish it off here. And again, we were all very much locked in, taking it very, very seriously. Nobody wanted to be last. We just wanted to make sure that we weren't the ones buying the first round at the bar afterwards. So boom, level 300. I think you do obviously get all these fun rewards and a new, looks like cosmetic for the hands. And then I think I pulled it up here. I know somebody else did. I might have just looked at their screen because we were all next to each other. I don't know if I found it or not. Hopefully I did. To see the damage. I know that, like, I looked at the person next to me and found the damage there. Oh no, do I leave without looking at the damage? No way. Oh, I do. Oh, dang it. Oh, that stinks. So, spoiler, the person who lost was Echo. Echo, if you see this, I'm sorry, but I had to share it. It was so funny because we were all taking it very seriously, and this is not like a diss on Echo at all. It was just super funny that it was him. Echo came in last. I think I came in like 3rd to last, like 2 away from Echo. Like, everyone else did better than both of us, but I did not come in last or 2nd to last. I beat 2 people. But it was a lot of fun. I'm very much looking forward to having this class in the game here in less than a week. So I think this class performs incredibly well in both PvE and PvP. Now that you have seen both of my POVs from testing it in PvE and PvP, let me know which one you prefer the most in the comment section below, and where do you think this class will stand out the best. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Until next time, I hope to see you in a video soon. See ya.